Have you ever met someone who made everything about them?
Someone who seemed charming, but behind closed doors made you feel invisible? You may have met a narcissist. But narcissism isn't just being selfish or self-centered. It's deeper, more destructive, and far more common than most people realize. So what is narcissism, really? And why does it leave such a deep emotional impact on the people who experience it? Let's break it down, psychologically, emotionally, and honestly. What is narcissism? Narcissism is a psychological term that describes a pattern of behaviors centered around excessive self-focus, a constant need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. But here's the key. Most narcissists don't look like villains. They can be incredibly charismatic, funny, confident, even magnetic. At first, they might make you feel special, chosen. But slowly, the mask begins to slip. Criticism becomes unbearable for them. They manipulate conversations, they dismiss your feelings, twist your words, and make you question yourself. They can't handle being wrong, and they're addicted to control, validation, and dominance. Narcissism isn't just about ego, it's about emotional power. Where the word comes from. The word narcissism comes from Greek mythology. There was a young man named Narcissus, known for his beauty. One day, he saw his reflection in a pool of water and fell in love with it. Unable to look away, he eventually wasted away, completely consumed by his own image. He never connected with others. He only loved himself. This myth became a symbol of self-obsession and later a psychological term. Sigmund Freud was the first to use it in a clinical sense, describing people emotionally fixated on their own image or identity. And today, narcissism is recognized as a complex and damaging personality structure. Section 3. Narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. In clinical psychology, narcissism exists on a spectrum. We all have a little. It's healthy in small amounts, but when it becomes toxic, manipulative, and harmful, it can be diagnosed as narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD. According to the DSM-5, people with NPD often show these traits: an exaggerated sense of self-importance, fantasies of power, success, or perfection, a belief that they're special and above others, a need for constant admiration, a tendency to exploit others for personal gain, envy of others or the belief others are envious of them, a lack of empathy, arrogant or haughty behavior. But remember, most narcissists don't think they have a problem. They believe you are the problem. That's what makes healing from narcissistic abuse so difficult. It's invisible, insidious, and deeply confusing. Section 4, where narcissism comes from. Narcissism doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It often starts in childhood, and it's usually a defense mechanism. A child who is overpraised, neglected, abused, or given conditional love learns to create a false self. They learn things like, if I'm perfect, I'll be loved. If I control everything, I'll be safe. If I never show weakness, I can't be hurt. So they become emotionally armored. They chase admiration to cover their deep insecurity. They fear true connection because connection requires vulnerability. And to a narcissist, vulnerability feels like danger. It's not always their fault they became this way, but it's also not your job to fix them, heal them, or sacrifice yourself in the process. Types of narcissists. Not all narcissists look or act the same. There are different types, and some are harder to spot than others. The grandiose narcissist is bold, loud, and obvious. They crave attention, dominate conversations, and believe they're superior. The covert narcissist is more subtle, quiet, passive-aggressive. They play the victim, guilt-trip you, or act overly sensitive, but still manipulate. Both types can be dangerous in relationships. Both use charm, blame, guilt, and fear to control others emotionally. Why it matters. So why does understanding narcissism matter? Because so many people suffer in silence. They think they're overreacting, too sensitive, or not enough. But narcissistic abuse is real, and it's powerful. When you understand narcissism, you can finally stop blaming yourself. You can break free from guilt, confusion, and self-doubt. You can set boundaries, heal, and protect your peace. And most importantly, you'll start choosing people who see you, value you, and don't make you question your worth. If this resonated with you, you're not alone. I'm building a space here for honest psychology, real talk, and emotional empowerment. Subscribe for more deep dive content on narcissism, manipulation, trauma, healing, and how to reclaim your mind. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself.